Swaggy Vets, attention! Right pace, forward!
You are now on the set of the Swaggy Vets show. We do it for the sisters, bros from coast to coast. A place where it's safe to go to make sure that a soldier's stories are told. All around the globe, going worldwide, representing military pride. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
You should already be at the position of a 10 for them boys when they come out. The original first Swaggy veteran. And then you got that boy Big Pen. Hey man, salute me or shoot me. And if you ain't no vet, you better not talk like one.
All right, boom. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Swaggy Vet Podcast. I'm your host, Big Pen. I got my co-host here with me, Super Swaggy. What's up, baby?
Y'all know what it is. Hey, salute me or shoot me, baby. We got a big one today.
Oh, man, our guest today really needs no introduction, but I'm going to do it anyways. Today's guest is a U.S. Army veteran, 6-time world champion powerlifter, actor, motivational speaker, founder of Addicts Gym, a heart transplant survivor, and a man of deep faith, an amazing father and grandfather whose voice forged generation of grit. He turned pain into purpose. Please welcome to the stage the sidewalk cracking Superman from Compton, CT.
I am the one. I am that beast. Show them what we do. Only problem is to give that motherfucker everything you got.
Hey, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Hey, that was a hell of an introduction there, Big Pen. Appreciate it.
That means a lot. Thank you. Hey, so let's go ahead and get into it. I mean, your story is well documented, but I mean, man, when I saw you started working at 12 years old.
Absolutely. Yes.
Man, can you walk us through your childhood and getting a job at 12? I would never thought that.
Oh yeah, I remember very well. I was looking through a sales paper one time, Big Pen, and I was like, I think 7, 8 years old. I'm looking through a sales paper, and I fucked around and told my dad, I said, "Oh, that's cheap." I'm looking at it, so I don't even know what I was looking at, but I uttered the phrase, "Oh, that's cheap." Mm-hmm. And my dad went off on me. He said, "Cheap? What the hell you know about cheap? You ain't got no job. You don't pay for nothing. You don't do this." I mean, he went up. I said, "Boy, I made up in my mind right then, Big Pen, as soon as I'm able, I'm going to get me a job. I'm going to pay for my own shit just so I can shut his ass up." So the opportunity came at 12 years old to work at a gas station. And I went out and I worked 12 hours a day during the summer. Yeah. And when I was at school, I just worked my 8-hour shift, but I worked 12 hours a day, 8 hours a day, just so I could shut me. Hey, I'm working, goddamn it. I said the shit was cheap.
Now, how much did you make when you was 12?
I think it was $1.20 an hour.
Hey, but you couldn't tell you nothing, could you?
Not a damn thing, Big Pen. Hey, and my boss, I told him to pay me in ones. So I had a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
So when did you realize that I'm different?
Oh man, I still don't think I'm different, Big Pen.
Yeah.
I ain't different. I ain't no different than anybody else. Only difference is, good Lord spared my life. I'm blessed. That's all I can tell you. I'm blessed. But I ain't no higher, no lower, and no better than anybody else. We all the same under the bar.
Yeah. I love that phrase, "we're all the same under the bar." Where did that come from?
My old empty ass head. Straight from up here. We're all the same under the bar. And, I always said no race, no religion, no politics, none of that shit. No male. We all the same under the bar. The bar do not care, and the good Lord don't either. You don't care nothing about your politics, your race, your religion. Don't care nothing about none of that. So, and the weights don't either. So,
no,
I mean, that cares.
They ain't going to lift themselves, are they?
No, they don't care. Nobody, you get mad, whatever you want to do. Shit's still gonna be heavy.
Yes, sir. So, what did pain teach you early? Because you had a crazy childhood, man. What did pain teach you early in life?
it taught me early that it ain't gonna. My dad used to be whooping my ass, Superman. He'd be whooping my ass and tell me all at the same time, and I'm sure you all did too. You better not cry. And I'm like, man, how you gonna be whooping the shit out of me and then tell me don't cry on top of that? I'm trying to hold the shit in.
Or they say, I'm gonna give you something to cry about. Well, you just
Absolutely.
did.
You know, you better hush that shit up or I give you something to cry about. And I'm like, you know, it taught me at a very early age that complaining ain't gonna do no good. Complaining don't do a damn thing. So you might well shut up because complaining about it and that's why I think it bothers me when people whine and complain about shit now. I said, boy, that ain't nothing to complain about. You think that's bad? Hey, you just whining my fingernails. My fingernails ain't done. So I'm gonna fuck your fingernails.
So what do you think? So what's one small memory that shaped you from an early age?
My childhood, like I say, was Superman was pretty rough. Every day of my childhood, I spent in fear. Every day, whenever I would hear my dad's keys in the front door, I used to wish every day as a kid that I could just disappear. Because I did not know what to expect when he came through that door. I didn't know, you know, every day was, I mean, hey, you ain't walking right. And you fucking 8, 9 years old, I'm trying to change the way that I walk so that I don't get hit upside the head or hit my eye or my nose broke. That's a rough existence for a little kid.
I remember you telling the story when you realized, hey, I got to get up out of here.
Oh, yeah.
You walk us through that?
Oh, yeah. It was the last time he broke my nose and blackened both my eyes. And, you know, I'm big Superman. I made up my mind. John Jones, I made up my mind that was going to be the last time that he would put his hands on me. And I said, if you do it, I mean, like, it was the thing that we had to be at home. I don't know why, but every day he wanted to eat dinner with the whole family. He wanted to act like we was a normal fucking family. And we had to all be home at a certain time so we could sit down and eat dinner together. I never wanted to do the shit, but that's one of the rules of the house. We all had to eat dinner together. And after that last incident, I told my mom, I said, I'm going to be over here at this time. And my mom said, oh, no, that's, you know, that's when we got to eat dinner. You got to be here to eat dinner at that time. I said, look, Mom, I'm going to be at this address right here. Wrote down on a piece of paper. I said, here, get that to my daddy and tell him that if he want me, this where I'm going to be at. But if you love him, if you love that motherfucker, I advise you not to send him over there because he ain't coming back. You can send him over there if you want to, but if he come over there,
oh wow,
he ain't gonna eat no more dinners. Dinners is over for the way it's over. If you send him over there, he ain't coming back home. And Pops did not come over there. So and it's a good thing because CT Fletcher would be in somebody's prison.
Well, thank God that didn't happen.
Absolutely, thank God for that.
It's a lot of similarities with both our names being Superman because, like, growing up, I left my mom's house real early. I ain't like the rules, but yet me and my real dad, we didn't get along. He was a little abusive here and there, and I ended up putting my hands on my dad, but it didn't get too far. So I was like, you know what? I'd rather just go on by my business than have to do this to my father. So I love you, but I ain't got to be near you, man.
Yep.
So that's what that was. And I end up, that was one of my reasons why I joined. So that's where my question come in, you know, say, why did you choose the Army? And then like, what was you chasing? Are you trying to get away? Or you just joined the Army because it was just ready for you to leave it?
Well, as a combination of all of them things, my dad was a Korean War veteran, and he had a few screws loose, what they call it now, PTSD. Mm-hmm. They call it back then. They call it shell shock, and I didn't know from one day to the next what he was gonna be like. I didn't know, what's going on. Well, for hell, kind of like 1 minute to the next, I didn't know what was gonna happen. So it came down. Superman was like this. I was gonna have to. I had to leave. The Army was the easiest, fastest way to do it. I signed up when I was 17, and on my 18th birthday, I was gone. I say delayed it. As soon as I turned 18, I said, because I had no choice. I said, either I'm going to kill him. I had went and got my little pistol and everything out ready. That I'm going to kill him or he going to kill me. That's just, but one thing for sure, you ain't going to put your hands on me no more. That's out. That's over.
That's the question. Well, you joined, what MOS you chose? What job you chose to do?
You know what? Now this funny. Y'all go really laugh about this, and y'all jumping out of airplanes and shit. I told my recruiter. He said, "Well, what do you know how to do? What skills you got or whatever." And I said, "Well, I took typing in school." He said, "Typing? You know how to type?" I said, "Yeah, I know how to type." He said, "Well, hell, you gonna be a 71 leaver. You gonna type this shit." And I said, "Really?" I said, "I got one other request." He said, "What's that?" I said, "Any of the 50 states is fine. I don't care which one you sent me to. We got 50 of them to choose from. I'll go to any of them, but just don't send me overseas." He said, "Oh, no problem. No problem. No problem, CT. We're going to keep you, and you're going to be typing orders and shit, and you ain't going overseas." As soon as I finished AIT, the motherfucker said, he said, "Fletcher, Germany." I was like, "Hey, man," I said, "Hey, there's some mistake." Because my recruiter, as soon as I said my recruiter, that motherfucker started busting up. Your recruiter, he was real tickled when I said that shit. He said, "A recruiter don't give a damn about you, son. Yeah, he'll tell you anything to get you signed up." I'll get my ass went straight to Germany.
I guess that was the first hard truth the Army taught you, that the recruiter was a lie right there.
Oh, man. He said, he thought that was funny as hell when I told him there must be some mistake.
That's why we have the term, "Don't thank me, thank your recruiter."
What's your belief? A stronger mind or a stronger body? Which came first?
Definitely, in matter of importance, the mind. Definitely. In matter of importance, it's not even close. Because as you guys know, this was it for me. That Superman, the sidewalk cracker, the one your mama warned you about. That was me. That's what I lived for. But it just like this. One heart attack, one heart transplant, 5 flatlines, just erased all of that shit. Just all of that shit was gone in the blink of an eye. And I couldn't even, take a shower without running out of breath. I couldn't even stand up straight. My son had to get me dressed. All of that was gone. And if your mind is weak, that'll destroy you. That'll take you on the body. A lot of people, they just, when that's gone, because that's what I lived for. That was my whole life. When that was gone, they just crumbled. They just fall to pieces. So this, whoo-hoo.
Yeah, that mind go. When I end up getting sick, and we talked earlier about it, I still had that mind frame. I was Superman, but I didn't want nobody to see me when I went to go from 305 to 120 pounds. I
Yeah,
lost a lot of hope. I couldn't lift no more. I couldn't run no more. I couldn't do nothing. So it was, but in my head, I was still, I was 6'8", 320. And I was like, I wasn't going to let it beat me.
absolutely.
So you're right about that mind. That mind go with it. You're gonna go. And I think
Oh,
a lot of people that have sicknesses let their mind beat them, and that's why they end up passing away.
absolutely.
They don't
Yeah,
get it. Do you
yes.
like when you was younger? Did you have a certain person that you got a quote from that you still live by, or was it a quote that you came up with?
Uh, I think my, it's a trip, but my dad probably gave me all, he used to say, and it was a thing from the Army, the impossible we do, no, let's see, the difficult we do right now. The impossible just takes a little longer. And
Mm.
he told me that, from 5 years old on up. Man, he said the difficult we do now, the impossible just takes a little longer. So nothing's impossible mindset was instilled in me, you know, from birth down there, because that was my dad had some. Me and my brother was two little soldiers. We were just soldiers. I grew up with my older brother Walt, but then I had another brother that's about 18 years younger than me. So I didn't grow up with him. But I had my older brother. We was saluting and standing at attention from from as far back as I can remember. So the Army, that wasn't no big deal for me to say yes sir, no sir, and stand at attention to school. I was doing that my whole life.
Mm. Yeah, that'll stick with you, dude.
Oh
So
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Everything that you've gone through from childhood to being CT Fletcher that we know is watching it and the sidewalk cracking, like what's a habit that never left you or that you still do today?
Faith,
Mm.
Mm.
faith. Yeah, it's not. I don't know if you call it a habit, but that's one thing that has stuck with me my entire life, for as far as I can remember. But it wasn't really tested. I mean, faith. Talking about faith and really going through something, faith that's been tested is really something that's a big old difference than just faith we talk about on Sundays and and testify about on Sundays. But when you have really been through, when your faith has been tested, what you gonna do now? When you lost all that weight and you were no longer Superman and no longer able to rep them for, what you gonna do then? I mean, it's easy when you 400 pounds and walk around tossing up 40 pounds to say, the Lord has been good to me and everything's going good and I'm feeling one. But what happens when you get knocked down and slapped
Mm.
down and all of them muscles and stuff is gone and all of that strength is gone? What you do then? What you gonna do? What's gonna get you through then?
That
That's
faith.
when your faith. Woo-hoo. That's
That
different.
faith.
That's different right there. That's when you talk about some faith when it's
That,
been tested.
That's
amen.
that's some good knowledge. So,
Amen.
CT, whenever you went into the military overseas, you found karate,
Oh yeah.
martial arts. Let's
Yep.
talk about that. When was the first time you saw martial arts and it kind of attracted you to that?
Oh man. Hey, the biggest draw was the fact that I wanted to come back home and whoop my daddy's ass and him not be able to do nothing about it.
Yeah.
I said, well, you know what? I won't kill him. I won't just whoop his ass and humiliate him.
Mm.
Oh man, I jumped into martial arts, both feet. It was really popular back then. Bruce Lee was still alive, and the movie
Mm-hmm.
was still in the Jim Kelly and Enter the Dragon and shit. And so it was really popular. But my main goal was to whoop my daddy's ass and have him not be able to do shit about it. I would whoop that old man's ass so bad that I got off. I mean, every time the class door opened, I was the first one there.
Wow.
I'm gonna whoop this motherfucker's ass when I get back home.
Hey, that's motivation right there.
Oh yeah, I was extremely motivated.
Oh boy.
Did going into basic building that discipline, did that kind of help translate over to the martial arts era?
You know it. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, discipline helps us in every way possible. And I had plenty of it before I even went into the military because of my dad being, ex-drill sergeant and in the military, and so I had discipline. Everything was because I fucking said so. How dare you ask me?
Wow. Yeah.
I would have never thought to ask my dad why. Why about nothing? That never crossed my mind to say why. Because I knew if I said why, my lips would have been slapped around to the back of my head. So I ain't never thought about questioning anything he said do. I just did it.
Mm.
Oh, so all the time are you doing martial arts? Did you have an opponent that was like the best opponent you had?
Oh, absolutely. I'll never forget. I'm fighting down in the, we have a Long Beach International Karate Champion, very famous. Bruce Lee was in it. Tybo.
Oh wow.
Who's the
Billy
Tybo?
Blank?
Billy Blanks.
Yeah, Billy Blanks was middleweight champ at that time, and so I fought in that tournament, and it was a Korean cat that was so fast it seemed like 3 motherfuckers in there. And I'm like, damn, which one of y'all hit me? This motherfucker he was fast. So I'll never forget that dude. But lucky for me, he had a lot of speed, but not a whole lot of power. And
Okay.
so I just went to Compton on him.
Hey.
Did kind of fighting, did that kind of, you go out there lifting weights and everything, but fighting, did that kind of clear your mind, help with stress?
I'm gonna tell you, fighting. I found out that fighting was not my calling because I could not beat a person after they down. And you see how the UFC, the ground and pound, and you get on top of them and you continue to bash their head in until the referee pull you off. That was not unless you had actually done something to me or family or hated me, but just for the winning, just to win, to beat a person, they probably trying to kill a cat in a fight. And I can do that to you if like you mess with one of my kids or family or something like that. There's no limits to what I do, but just to be the person, I'd be thinking about, damn, I know his wife and kids might be out in the audience, and I'd be feeling bad for the cat. And you cannot do that if fighting is your profession.
Yep.
You must have that killer instinct, and the only killer instinct I had is if I actually had something against you. I actually, you did something me or my family I don't like. Then I had killer instinct, but just to go out there and to win, pound somebody's head to the ground, I didn't have it. So I said, let me go on back to lifting these weights.
Did you have any practice that you did with martial arts that still sits with you today, like the discipline or anything that you took from that era?
Definitely the discipline, being able to, do the movements, the same movement over and over and over again until you perfect it, is something that sticks with me. I could, when I moved into weightlifting, of course, weightlifting was first, then martial arts, and then back to weightlifting. Weightlifting, when I was super young, my dad bought an old rusty set of pig iron and brought it home for me and my brother, like 10 years old. I think it was like 70, 80 pounds. I mean, it was heavy as hell when we first got it. When you keep messing with it till it get light, then you have to add some more to it. But there was weightlifting first, then martial arts, then back to weightlifting.
Man.
Oh, that's yeah. You CT Fletcher. You CT Fletcher. When you CT Fletcher, like when you got back your first day in the weight room, what hooked you to just I'm here. I'm finna stay here.
Yeah, I started out. Like I said, I started out in a garage, and a lot of, in Compton, and a couple of professional. John Brown was a professional bodybuilder. He came out that same garage. And who's this Charles Glass? He trains a lot of guys now. He was a top level guy himself. He came out of that garage. A lot of really well-known weightlifters all came out of that garage. And what we did, we went in there, and it was a competition. Every day was a competition to see who is going to be the king of the garage. You know, who's there. When I first went over there, Superman, it was some cats, you know, there was a lot stronger than him. And I told him, hey, all I want you to do is keep showing up. Because if you keep bringing your ass over here, one day I'm going to be the strongest motherfucker up in here. I promise you that. Just keep showing up. Keep bringing that ass, and I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. And my trainer, or I wouldn't say my trainer, but the guy who taught me how to lift weights was a cat named Stone Pony, Big Jim Britt. He taught me how to lift weights. And man, we started in that garage. It wasn't no such thing as overtraining in there. We go in there and just see who could outlast each other. Me and Stone Pony bench press 315 pounds from 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening one day, just because to see who could make the other one quit. And neither one of us was gonna quit. So we just, fuck it, it's time to go eat. Let's just go eat.
This is a bodybuilding or strength, and why you chose which one? Like which one was you just ready to like? Okay, I'm gonna do bodybuilding, but I also want to be strong. I want these biceps to be bigger than everybody else.
Well, strength. First thing I wanted to do was bodybuilding. I didn't want to bodybuild because they told me that I had the potential. I listened to folks told me I had the potential to be a professional, and I could be on the cover of magazines and shit and get all the little girls. So of course, that was highly, incentivizing to myself. So I wanted, that was the first thing I wanted to do. But, bodybuilding contest is very subjective, and, it ain't always depend on, there's a lot of politics and stuff involved. But when it comes to strength, hey, it ain't well, I like the way he lifted that better, or it's whoever can lift the most weight, that's the winner. So that was what's most appealing about that to me. If you can lift the most, I don't care how you look, how fucked up you look, whatever you slouch, however you look. If you can lift more weight than everybody else, you win. So that's the reason why that was the most appealing to me.
Because you did it first. Like if you look at some of your first videos, you was the big thick, you had the little belly, but you still had the strict curl record then. And then you go to like videos after that, that's when the biceps, the six pack, the pecs, the tries, all that came about. That what kind of pushed me to go, because your first videos I looked like, because I had a belly, I was big, but then it was like I started going more to the fixture. Then I had like a little 4-pack, then I had the bicep. So it's like I can see the bodybuilding and the strength part of how you did it, but it all in all, like you was still strong. I think you were stronger back then before you got this now, because you was doing you was hitting 500 on the bench.
Yeah, I went up to I did a 650 in competition, and tried several a couple of times and didn't quite get in competition and got in the gym. But I, after the first open heart surgery is when I decided to lose all the weight. I'm trying to get healthy and stuff, but I don't want to handle another open heart surgery. Flatline 3 times during that first surgery. And I said, well, you know what? I'm going to come on down and do a reasonable, and went on down. And that's when I got on YouTube. I was 53 years old before I even got on YouTube. Didn't even know what YouTube was. And people see me in them videos and stuff, and they forget that hell, all my strongest days was way past by then. I'm 53 years old. I thought it was all over with. I think I'm an old man, and I missed my prime with it. And cat coming in and say, hey, you want to be on YouTube? And I said, what's YouTube? And he told me, hey, I said, can I say whatever I want to say? Because the first time I got interviewed on thing, I couldn't say what I want to say. So he said, yeah, you can say whatever you want to say. I said, well, hey, roll it then, roll them cameras. I thought it was all over. And then, like I said, the cat come in a week later and say, hey, CT, you went viral. I didn't even know what viral was. I said, viral? What's that? Because I mean, how you gonna go viral when you tell people I don't give a fuck whether you watch me or not? If you don't want to hear what I gotta say, turn the shit off.
They would make you watch. They would make me. When I heard you in the gym, I was in Iraq. It's 2009, and I heard the video and I said, man, what the heck? Like, man, it's CT. We all, instead of lifting weights, we just watching you on the phones. And we just mesmerized. But so, like, what I want to know is what is a lie about lifting that you stopped believing a long time ago?
Oh, well, it's a lot of people disagree with me when I say fuck overtraining. Ain't no such thing as overtraining. I mean, me and Joe Rogan had a big run in about that shit. Oh yeah, you can. And I told her that's some bullshit, man. And so I personally don't believe it. And what really made me feel good was Ronnie Coleman, the king of bodybuilding, said the same goddamn thing. So I'm saying, okay, motherfuckers argue with me, but this the best bodybuilder there's on the planet that ever lived, goddamn it. And he said ain't no such thing as overtraining, so fuck y'all.
So I know with me, CT, Big Pen, I go in there, and when I want to, kind of flex a little bit, trying to intimidate people, you talk junk. So what edge did you, because I remember you saying, which one of you's coming in second?
Absolutely.
Oh, man, that pumped me up. What
I said, Big Pen, was which one of you motherfuckers is coming in second?
Yeah, that's.
You know what, Big Pen, that came from a absolute true contest. That happened backstage at a contest. I had my best friend and brother, Big Daddy Richard Schoenberger, was the exact opposite of me. He was very, mild-mannered and well-spoken, didn't raise no feathers and didn't want to rustle, but it was real calm and everything. I'm talking shit big time, Big Ben. I went back there and I said, I'm finna make an announcement. And my buddy was like, hey, no, don't do it. Because he knew what I was finna say. He said, no, don't do it. I said, no, fuck that. I gotta let these motherfuckers know. I stood up on the bench back in the warm-up area and I said, which one of you motherfuckers is coming in second? Because all you motherfuckers know I'm finna win this shit. And I know my buddy was embarrassed, but I didn't give a damn. I didn't care nothing about the embarrassing him, none of that shit. He was so nice. So
you
nice.
Can't be embarrassed if we coming in. If I'm coming in first, I can't be embarrassed. Yeah.
Man, I was shit talking my ass off. I just didn't believe this motherfucker back there. It was gonna beat me. And I'm talking all kind of shit.
So what'd you say your best lift was, CT? Is 6 what?
650 in competition. I that did 650 at Venice Beach.
Oof.
In competition.
Now, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Good.
No. When you're lifting that much weight, do you have to take your mind somewhere else to just to get it off your chest?
My mind always somewhere else. When you know, I'm gonna tell you what I thought about before every lift was the same goddamn thing, and I didn't think about tomorrow, next week, next minute, none of that shit. The only thing that mattered on this earth was that I give that motherfucker everything I got. Right here, right now. I'm gonna give it everything I got. That's all I was concerned about, Big Pen.
That's awesome, man. Because I saw a video with Kai Green, and he's like, for Ronnie Coleman to be able to go down twice with 800 pounds, he had to take his mind somewhere and feed into some kind of beast. And that's, kind of like what I was pertaining to with you. And that's like, yeah, hey, this is coming off if I'm gonna die.
See what you say in the video. One video, what you say? You said if I pick it up and lift it down, it's coming back up, man.
Superman, I believe that shit. I believe that shit. If that motherfucker come down, I'm gonna get it back up. I convinced myself that I was invincible.
Ooh, you got to be obsessed.
Yeah,
right. My magnificent obsession.
Hey.
So, what do you think is the most overrated lift?
Overrated lift?
Yeah,
is the one I love. Probably bench press.
Really?
And, yeah, and you know why I say that? If for people bench pressing to get a big old chest, dumbbells is probably better to get a big old chest than it is bench pressing. But it's still my fucking that and curl is my favorite lift. But if you just flat bench pressing thinking you're gonna get some big ass pecs, may not happen. You gotta get some dumbbells in there somewhere.
Yeah. So you've been in the weight room with so many people. Who is the most impressive person that you actually saw in person, like lift?
Wow. Damn.
I know the Hulk. He's an impressive guy.
I was thinking about that too. The Hulk.
Yeah. I figured most people would say that Hulk smash was such a hell of a video. I mean, I would go to Russia, Australia, all the different countries, and the first thing they say when I got playing Hulk smash, Hulk smash. They can't speak the word English, but they know Hulk smash. Kevin the Hulk Washington is a very impressive person, very strong. And if Kevin the Hulk Washington had any real powerlifting training or train like a power lifter, he would bench press probably well over 700 pounds. But that was not his that was not his thing. And so I've seen Julius Maddox in person bench press well over 700 pounds. I've seen Midwest Kong, the Rep King, out rep any and everybody. I mean everybody. So I've seen some really strong lifters. And Mike O'Hearn, believe it or not, for his age, is probably about the most impressive weightlifter.
Man, I just watched the episode you had with Mike O'Hearn. That dude's he's a vampire. He don't age, does he?
Hey, I told that motherfucker, I said, look, you Pepsi smile having motherfucker, you goddamn perfect, every hair in place having motherfucker. You goddamn it, you don't, he does not age, man. And I've been knowing Mike for 30-some years, and the motherfucker looked the same as he did 30-some years ago.
I said, and the dude is very impressive. He's his lips, his physique is like, man.
He's
Like
strong.
Mike Rashid, he a co-owner of Iron Addicts, ain't he?
No, this Mike O'Hearn and Mike Rashid are two different people.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying like Mike Rashid is.
Oh,
That's I was bringing him up
anymore.
next.
No, not anymore. Not anymore.
Okay, I got you. I guess.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Where did ISYMFS? Where did that originate from, CT?
It's still your motherfucking set. Now, Superman, I know you know what that is.
I used to walk around with a shirt on that, man. When I used to walk around with it. It's still your set shirt. When I was in I came out of ICU when I was real sick, and I used to wear that shirt and walk around the unit. And they used to ask me what that mean. I used to say it just like you too. I said, y'all don't know CT? Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping, man.
Man, hey, Superman, I remember them trips around the unit. Boy, that first lap around the unit, because they told me what made me really motivated me to do. They told me if I could make it around one time, I could go home. Woo, man, you talking about motivation. I was ready to go. I had been in the ICU too long, but that one trip around the unit felt like a Boston Marathon. I'm like, God.
I could agree. And if you notice, that's why I said I did it. I had your shirt on, and I used to walk around the unit. My mom them come to the hospital. I would get my IV and all that.
Yeah.
And I would shuffle around their unit.
That's it. Shuffle.
That's it. I would shuffle around the unit. I would go back and lay down. They'd be like, "You all right?" I'd be like, "Give me a minute."
Yeah.
Give me a minute. That's where it came from.
Get back to that day.
That's where that came from. That's why I did it. I tell you, that's why I say, man, you saved my life in so many ways, because it was like I couldn't. I said, if CT Fletcher was my daddy and I gave up, I get called all kind of names. I said I refused for that to happen. So I'm gonna keep doing it.
I appreciate the hell out of it. Yeah, it actually stemmed from my mom. I seen my mom, sick practically her entire adult life from very early, like 21, 22 years old, because she had me when she was 16. So I seen her from like 21, 22 years old, sick. But Superman, Big John Jones, I have never, not one time, not one day, have I ever heard my mother complain. So that she was my example. I already knew how to handle adversity when it comes. I already knew, because I had one hell of an example, and I seen that example from a child. And it just, and no matter what happened, what comes, what goes, it's still your motherfucking set.
Respect. Now, during all your times of lifting, like, what was a moment something was wrong? Was you lifting? Was you at home?
Yeah, absolutely. I was at my peak in weightlifting. I was getting ready to go to the greatest bench press in America. It had been, you had to be selected to go here. And it was the first professional contest. First time it was the only professional contest in my whole lifting career. Somebody flew me out there. John Ensley flew me out there. All the best bench pressers in America was invited to this contest. And it was my favorite contest. It's the one that I tried to do 700 pounds raw at, and shit pinned me. But anyway, the doctor told me the day before, the Friday before the contest, he told me, say, if you go out there and try to lift all that weight with the way your aortic valve is, you might die on stage. And I said, shit, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Doing what you love.
Man, I couldn't ask for a better way to go. Hell yeah. He asked, how you going? I said, hell yeah, I'm going. Are you crazy? I'm looking at him like he crazy. You look at me like I'm crazy.
Now, hearing that, I guess it didn't scare you. So, like, what did fear look like for you? What scared you out of the most of anything?
The thing that scared me more than anything was when I flatlined a few times, and during one of those times, it was not, people would say, oh, your whole life flashed before you went. It was the things Superman, the things that I had not done that bothered me, the things that I still wanted to do. Nothing in my past that didn't bother. I didn't flash before my eyes. It was things. Oh, I still want to do. I still want to do that. That is what scared. What makes me is living a life and not really living. I mean, some people live their whole life afraid, in fear. Boy, you got to go for it. You got to go ahead. I don't give a fuck what happened. I'm gonna at least try. I went out there to 700 pounds, pinned me like a motherfucker. But you know what? I felt good because I gave it every goddamn thing I had. I tried. I gave it everything I had. So that's my favorite lift. And it was a failure. But that was my favorite lift. I gave it all I had, even though I knew I might die. I'm proud of that shit.
That deserves a salute. Hey, salute me or shoot me, man. Man. There's like when you got sick though, like what I guess the respect was even when you were sick, you were still making videos. Even the video you tried to run and you messed your nose up and stuff. Like how did you fight back when you were that weak? Like what did you pull out of you to continue to be like, man, you know what? I don't care if I'm sick. I'm still him.
I'm still CT motherfucking Fletcher, boy. I'm old man, frail, all that shit going on. All my little muscles is gone and shit, but god damn it, Big Pen, Superman, Mr. Jones, in here where y'all can't see. In here where I got this woman's heart at now, where my heart used to be. I'm just as strong, just as sidewalk cracking. I'm still the motherfucking one that you heard about, the one that your mama warned you about. I'm still him, goddamn it. Where it happened, still him.
So I guess after your surgery, your mindset never really shifted to I'm sick. It was always still, hey, I just ran into a little speed bump. I'm finna drive over and keep it moving.
Still blessed. I opened up my eyes this morning. I'm still blessed. So I'm very blessed, very blessed. And so are you, Superman. You're very blessed. You got a testimony and a half. So yeah, you blessed, man. We blessed. We still here. Big Pen, excuse me, man. I'm fucking old, see now. Big Pen. I can still talk shit to Big Pen. I can still tell Big Pen, I command you to grow. I ain't asking you, goddamn it. I command you.
You said, I remember watching an interview, you said you died 3 times.
During the first surgery, yes.
During the first surgery? Okay. How did that talk about the peace?
Hoo-hoo. Ain't nothing like it on earth.
Yeah.
It is incomparable to any experience that you've had on earth. I mean, it's almost indescribable. The peace. That's why I don't worry about people that have passed away. Used to bother me about that part anyway. I know the peace is out of this world. Is unearthly. It's just ridiculous peace. That peace is what took the fear of death completely away. And you talk to anybody that's had a near-death experience, and I guarantee they'll tell you that they ain't afraid of death no more. It was unbelievably peaceful.
Did that change anything after you experienced that?
Yeah, I think anybody would have somewhat. It's normal for people to have somewhat of a fear of dying, but it changed everything. I no longer had any fear of dying after going through that experience. That was like the first open heart surgery, passed away, flatlined 3 times doing this. I would have not known this if my doctors hadn't told me. Because see, I was you under anesthesia, they got your chest cracked open and everything. But he told me, he said, CT, I can't explain it, but you flatlined 3 times and we had to fight like hell to get you back. you know, you was gone, man. You was gone. He didn't tell me how long I was out or anything, but he said it's a miracle that you are still here. You know, you flatlined. Like I said, 3 times in surgery, we had to do everything we could, and he didn't have an explanation for why I flatlined. And this was not during the heart transplant. This was just to replace my aortic valve the first time.
Hey, it just goes to show God's got a purpose for you, brother.
Hey, yeah, it took me a while, but I realized that.
So after that, after going through all that, like, did you live life a little different? How'd that work?
Yeah, after that was the end of all my 700 and 650 and all that was over. That was done. You know, I went to that's why by the time I made it to YouTube, I was around 210, 220, 220 pounds, somewhere around there, and 53 years old, because all of that, all the power and all that stuff ended long before I made it to YouTube. It was over with before then. By the time I get to YouTube, I'm thinking I'm a has-been, washed up, and you know, it's over. But God had different plans.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I hope I look as good as that at 53.
And, you know, I'm thinking I was all sucked up and little and shit, and turned out, you know, it turned out pretty good.
So we just talked a little bit about it. What would you say to somebody who's terrified of dying?
I have, you know, a lot of people have loved ones that have passed away, and you know, I tell them, this is what I tell them, that you know, I got a chance to glimpse over into the other side just for a little bit, and I'm telling you, I know you're gonna miss them. I miss my mom. I miss my brother. I miss them so much, but I know that where they are now is much better than where we are. And also, I got to see, and I knew that it was my mother. You know, when I passed away, I knew that was her. So people wonder, am I gonna know? Am I gonna see my mama again? Or am I gonna see my brother? You will, yes, and you will know that it is them. And that is, you know, the only words of comfort. I said, I know it's not really comforting you right now. You still, it's because it ain't no way to get around the hurt and the pain of losing a loved one's physical presence with us now. But the only comforting thing is no more pain for them, no more suffering for them. They are in peace, and you will see them again.
Amen.
Yeah, I like that.
That came. I remember with a couple of your old videos, you say you would go to McDonald's. That's probably one of the main reasons you had to get them heart attacks and all that. What was the menu you used to get? What was your order?
Hey, that 4 Big Macs, 4 French fries, strawberry shake, and apple turnover. And see, that was every day. That was just lunch. That's just lunchtime. See, so I would eat a bunch of other shit during the rest of the day, but that was just lunchtime, and that definitely contributed to it. But you know, my mom, all of 9 of her brothers and sisters, a lot of my cousins that are younger than me have all passed away from heart-related problems. So it's hereditary, and I wasn't helping the shit by eating all them hamburgers.
No, you wouldn't, CT. Let me think now. What part of your life, when did faith become real, like just aggressive to you? Like, you know what, I have to, if I believe in this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it was definitely, I've been a faith believer, you know, since I was born, since I was a child. I always had faith and God, but really tested faith is a lot stronger than just the kind of faith that people on Sunday morning they talk about. Talk about faith, and tested faith is a big old difference. I mean, when you really been through the fire, and I'd be sitting there as a little kid, because my dad was a pastor too. He was a preacher at his own church. And I'd be a little kid and I'd be listening to them old folks stand up and testify, and they was, thank the Lord, how he been good to me and so good. And then they would tell the different things that happened to them and how they came through and how the Lord blessed them. I'd be like, I'm a little kid, I'm saying, man, I wish I had a testimony like that. I wish I could say I've been through something. I wish I could, I really want one of them testimonies. I want to stand up, because you're a little kid, you ain't got much to say. Hey, thank God for being here. Thank God for my mom and daddy. And, I'll sit down real fast. But them old folks would have, and I was real sick for 2 years, and the Lord rose me up. And I really wanted a testimony, man. But boy, I tell you what, when I got one, Superman, hey, I didn't have no idea how much that testimony was gonna cost me. It's something else, man. It is something else.
You got a testimony too. You got a big one. You got a big one.
That tested faith is something else. It's something else.
Like when you was in ICU after all them times, like did you have an epiphany, or like did God come and speak to you, or like what did God teach you when you was in the hospital and you felt like you was just, like you said, you felt like you was washed up at that point?
Yeah, I mean, he brought me Superman, Big Pen. He brought me, when I tell you, when God humble you, you've been humbled by the best. All of that, I am the one, and which one of y'all, and all of that. Yea, though I walk through the valley, the shadow of death, I fear no evil. Yeah, hey, all of that. I have no ego whatsoever. I am so, but when you give me credit for anything, Superman, the first thing I want to tell you is it ain't me. I didn't have nothing to do with that. All credit belongs to him. I didn't do. I'm just blessed to still be here. Well, I can do it. You give credit to the wrong person. Superman, the good Lord did all that. It just took all that ego, all of that braggadocio, all of, because man, I thought from a little child I was destined. I was destined to do something. I'm gonna do something big. People gonna remember me. I never expected to live no long. I never expected to live to be this old. I just wanted to go up in a hell of glory. I didn't care how it was. So when the doctor told me I was gonna die on that bitch bed, I've been looking forward to this. My whole, what you mean, man? This is my moment. This is how I wanted to go out. I ain't vision myself going out like this my whole life. This is perfect. Perfect. Thanks, Doc.
Well, yeah, like Big Pen said, hey man, good he ain't take good, you ain't do it. Well, good. Good. So a good question for you, like pray on hard days. Like what do you ask for? Like what comes to your mind first when you sit down and you in your alone space and you pray? Like what do you ask God for?
You know what, Superman, he have given me so much to what I ask him for is always for other people, for something else, for somebody else. I can't ask him for nothing else for myself. He didn't already gave. I'm way. My expiration date was up a long time ago. He didn't already gave me so much. All I can do is thank him. I can't ask him. I don't even thank. I just thank him. Now I asked him for I asked him for my family. I asked him for my kids. I asked him for my grandkids. But for me, hey, I can't even fix my mouth to ask him for anything else. All I can do is say thank you. Thank you for what you've already done.
Amen.
Yeah, I saw CT. He has a saying now. He says, invest your energy in the others. I love that.
Oh, yeah, that's it, man. Others. I mean, I think that's how we're going to be judged in the end. What did you do to try to help somebody else? You everybody down here trying to get everything for them. But what did you do to try to help somebody else? I think that's going to be a key.
That's what That's what us Swaggy Vets is trying to strive for. You know, helping
Absolutely.
others, helping veterans, helping people that want to ask for help but scared. Just get out there. God don't care what color you is. He don't care what nationality you is. If you believe in him and you just want to promote positivity, I think that's a part of when we go. That's what's gonna be read in that book of our lives. That's what's gonna happen.
That's
So
it.
just like that, like how does your faith guide like your daily talk? Because I see a lot of your motivational videos. I see a lot of non-motivational, but all of them in a way, it's like it gives a message to everybody. Like, how does that guide your message and your mission?
It in every way. In every way. I'm trying to that's what if they don't remember nothing else, I want them to remember that old man tried to help people. That old
Mhm.
man tried to help somebody else. He did his best to help as many people as possible because I owe a tremendous debt. I am indebted to the good Lord. I'm indebted to my donor. Look, a lady had to die in order for me to keep living. How do you pay something like that back, Superman? How do you pay that back? The only way you can pay that back is
Pay it forward.
trying to help somebody else.
That's it.
That's all you can do is try to help somebody else. Ain't no way that you can pay for your life. I mean, you can't pay nobody back for your life. You just can't. The only thing you can try to do is help somebody else. And that's what I'm going to do until this life is actually over. I'm going to try to help somebody else.
That's what's up, man.
I,
That's
I
what's
I
up.
love the way you regard your family, Mr. Fletcher. What did the late great Mrs. O.G. Ray Fletcher teach you?
Oh, man. My mama taught me from a very small child from birth that, first thing she said is, son, you're going to have to love everybody.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Man, Big Ken, I said, Mama, everybody, because some folks I ain't like. I was like this. You don't like me, I don't like you. But
Mm-hmm.
Mama said, you got to love everybody. I said, Mama, everybody. And I remember now, I'm a child of the 60s. I grew up in the 60s. And then we was in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Then we moved to Compton. But Pine Bluff, Arkansas in the 60s, the civil rights didn't pass in 65. So
Mm-hmm.
they still had white only, colored only entrances, white only
Oh.
water fountains. We couldn't eat at the lunch counter and shit. This during my lifetime. And my mother told me that during this time, that son, you have to love everybody.
Mm.
I say, well, Mama, what if they don't love me? And she said, especially, especially them. And I said, Mama, are you kidding? You mean? She said, especially because it's easy. She said, son, it's easy to love people that love you back. That's easy. Anybody can do that. But if you can love somebody that hates you, then
Yeah.
you exhibiting Christ-like love. She said when Christ was hanging on the cross, he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
Mm.
Woo! And we can't do that. Look, we can't even get along with folk down here. How can you say you love me, whom you have never seen, and hate
No.
your brother that you see every day? How can you just can't do it? I just want to understand how all these religious folks can go around hating each other. I'm
Mm.
so religious. I'm in church every Sunday, but I can't stand that motherfucker over there. I hate him. I'm like, how you think you're gonna go to heaven hating folks? How do you think
Yeah.
that's happening?
Wow, back then it seems like she was far beyond her years.
Absolutely, absolutely. She was a young woman too. She was young at the time. You tell her that, and that that stuck with me my whole life. That's where we're all the same under the bar, and it don't.
Mm-hmm.
All of that came from O.G. Fletcher.
Awesome. Now, you're to say the least, you didn't have the best relationship with your dad. Was there any was there anything you took from that relationship? And what was something that you said I refuse to be like that?
Oh man, well yeah, that he was the perfect guy for how not to raise your kids. That's one thing. He was, but you know what? I lived my whole life, I think, trying to get my father's approval. I wanted him just one time, Big Pen. I just wanted that old man to say one time, "I'm proud of you," or "You did something, you did something good." If he had told me, Superman, if my dad had told me after all the beatings and nose breaks and all, if he had told me one time, just two little words, "I'm sorry," everything, my whole childhood, everything would have been forgiven and forgotten. If he had just one time said those two words, "I'm sorry, son," that would erase everything. And
I could feel you. I could understand that because that's one of the first fights me and my father, my real daddy, got into. I asked him, I said, "Man, how come you ain't never said you proud of me?" And he looked at me and he called me the B word. He said, "Man, stop acting like a little B." And that was
oh
it for me. I
yeah,
tried to take his head off.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Hey, we very similar. I told my dad, "Hey, look, man, uh, and I'm getting ready. I don't know whether I'm living now. I'm getting ready to go have my transplant, and I just wanted to, one more chance, one more try. I say, hey, pops, I blamed you for a lot of things in my childhood, and I just want to tell you that, if I did anything to, upset you or offend you, if I did anything that, bother you, hey, I'm sorry." And look, so I didn't think I had nothing to be sorry for, but I just wanted to give him one more chance to
Mhm.
say, "Look, your son might die. I might die, pops. I might not make it back. I want to give you one more chance to say, you know, hey, I'm sorry, son." To I'm gonna say it. "I'm sorry, pops." And I didn't think I had to, but I wanted to say, and he he said he was gracious enough to accept my apology. And I said, "Man, you know what? I said, Pops, I was afraid of you my whole childhood." He said, "Good. That's exactly how I wanted you to be." Hey, Superman, I wanted to whoop his ass. Ooh, I want to whoop his ass with this.
Well, it goes to show your discipline and your faith because you said you go visit your dad twice a year because that's what your mother would wanted you to do.
Yeah, he's passed away now, but yeah,
Oh, did he?
yeah,
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. I didn't know that.
yeah. Right when they called me when I was getting ready to have my heart transplant, and they said, "Hey, my dad had passed away," and they
Mm,
said, if you want to go to the funeral, we're gonna have to take you off the transplant list, but you can go if you want to, but you're gonna have to start. You're gonna be off the transplant list." And I said, "Well, I look like I'm gonna be staying here because I ain't gonna miss the transplant because me and Pops didn't get along that well anyway, and he ain't gonna miss my ass, so I'm gonna stay right here." So
okay.
I didn't go.
Mhm.
Does provide mean something to you different now? Like, what does provide mean to you as far as family wise?
It has. I think it's always meant the same thing. I will say this. Uh, Buddy Fletcher, my dad, was a good provider. There's one thing about it. He went to work
Okay.
every day, and he did make sure that we had food to eat. He was a good provider. He worked his whole life. He was a preacher, but he had a regular 8 hour, 12 hours, whatever day job at the post office. He worked at the post office, and he did provide for us. So I did learn that from him, to be a provider, take care of your kids, take care of your family, do that to the utmost of your ability. So I did learn that from my dad.
Awesome. Now I love the way that, do you think because the relationship you have with your dad, I see the relationship you have with Samson and your other kids, your grandkids, and I just love seeing that. Is that kind of like because you have the relationship with your dad is what pushed you in that good trajectory with your family now?
Absolutely. I did, because I didn't never want my kids to grow up hating me, or to, have we filmed this movie called My Magnificent Obsession, and me and my dad was in that movie, and they at one point they asked my dad, did he have any fond memories of my childhood?
Yeah.
And Big Pen, I was standing there next to my dad, and I was waiting to hear that answer, because I didn't have none. So I was like, I want to see what this old man gonna say about and
Yeah.
Superman. If he gave the wrong answer, that movie would have took a whole different turn. It would have been. It would. I don't think it would have made it on TV. I don't think Netflix would have picked it up if he had said, "Oh yeah, I remember tossing the ball in the back." If he said some shit like that, we'd have had a whole different movie. But luckily, he didn't have no fond memories either. Cause I was like, no, hell, you finna lie. If you say you got a fond memory of me growing up as a kid, you finna lie. And luckily for him, he didn't have none, and I didn't have none, so we was on track with that.
So we were like, yeah, we was throwing the baseball in the backyard. I'm like, nah, I know you were lying, bro.
That's the end of the movie right there.
That was it. Yeah, but like you said, we got a lot of similarities, especially with the father figure growing up. Like, man, mine wasn't taught love. So he treated me and my brothers like we wouldn't to pretty much nothing. Like if my daddy didn't get up cussing, we would have thought something wrong with him.
Yeah.
So it was just that like fond memories. I can't sit here, man. My right hand, I can't think of none at all. Like you said, I can't think of none with my real father at all.
Yeah, not one.
So it trajected me to raise my kids different. Like I spoiled my daughters, man. I love my daughters. They taught me to be soft. They taught me how to just have some patience, and it built a better relationship, like especially with my youngest, because I try and do everything opposite of my father with my children. I don't want y'all to be scared of me. I don't want y'all to. I come in the house and y'all like, oh, hey, everything. I don't want them to do that. So yeah, we do. Just like I said, Superman of Compton, Superman Atlanta, baby. You know how it is.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well,
now
so
see,
what coach?
Big Pen probably got, he probably was tossing the ball and shit in the backyard playing.
Well, you know what, CT? Not really. My dad was that. I was that kid waiting for my dad to come. He would never show up. So I didn't have the best relationship with my father either. It was my grandfather who was my mentor, and then I lost him when I was at an early age. And then really I was on my own since I was 17, and then I went to Job Corps, and then I met my recruiter, and then the rest is history.
You met your liar.
My liar.
Let me see, Mr. CT, what culture did you build on purpose? Like what was you trying to push your narrative of? Like just like, this is the culture of iron addicts, or this the culture of sidewalk and cracking, or what culture you built on purpose to let people know who you were?
I tried to build a culture of don't look for the fucking easy way all the time. You look for this shit's gonna be difficult, it's gonna be hard, life's gonna be difficult, life's gonna be hard, and ain't gonna be no easy way, and goddamn it, fuck your excuses. Woo! Excuse making motherfucker just that burned me up when I hear motherfuckers making excuses. My dad never accepted that. My drill sergeant didn't accept no damn excuses. And, when motherfuckers make excuses, I ain't got time for unmotivated excuse making motherfuckers. That just irks me.
That goes into my second question then. What's one hire you look for, skill or hunger?
Now say that again.
Like
Skill.
what's one skill or hunger? What's one higher you look for? Which one coincide to you the most?
Oh, definitely hunger. Yeah, no question about that. Skill have never been a big gigantic priority for me. If I get a hungry motherfucker, man, you can teach him. You can teach him the skill. You can do whatever. If that motherfucker hungry, boy, yeah,
He gonna eat.
that's right.
He gonna
That's
eat.
right there.
Skill ain't hungry. Hungry.
Yeah, hungry go eat. That's right.
Hungry. Like what are you YouTube or real life? Like what's the gap between it? Because I know you've been on YouTube for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
like what's the gap between like your personal real life and like YouTube? Like you know how to shut it off.
Well, yeah, when I'm at home, I don't be, loud cussing and motivating people and shit like that. But that's my training style. That's when I train people, then I'm a different person. When I'm training people, when people meet me in person, they're like, "Man, oh, CT nice." I ain't gonna be yelling and screaming at total strangers. They think when they come and see me in some expo or something, I'm gonna be, fuck that and get your goddamn ass. We're not in no training session. I love people. I want to shake people's hand and let them know that I care about them, and I'm no better than them. Please don't praise me. I don't deserve no praise. We the same. You're not my fan. You my friend. We friends. I love you, and God loves you. We're gonna be all right.
That's what's up, man. Hey, like I'm still like ecstatic talking to you, so you gotta work with me, man. It's amazing to talk to one of I ain't like you just said, don't do that, but like man, you was a true hero for me, for myself. You a true hero for myself. So amen. Hey, I got you, amen. Let me see now. You got iron addicts. Like what's the biggest mistake that you made that made you wise? Like something that you did as far as business go that just completely was like, I'm not gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it this way.
You know what, Superman? I am one of the worst businessmen you will ever meet. Uh, Big Ben, boy, I'll tell you, I'm a horrible businessman because when I first started, I was trying to be a personal trainer. That's when the guy came in and asked me if I want to be on YouTube. I was trying to be a person, but uh, I wasn't one of them guys you come in and cry on my shoulder and shit and tell me a bunch of sob stories and shit. I just didn't have time for that shit. I'm like, hey, if you ain't here to train, if you don't want to, you should have stayed your motherfucking ass at home, and that will make for a very unsuccessful personal trainer. Trust me. People come for one session and say, fuck it, I ain't coming back no more. I'm fucking good, You wasted my time and shit. So I'm a terrible businessman, and because there's a lot of things that I won't do for money. And when you like that, Big Pen, you'll miss out on a lot of business opportunities because people, I can't tell you, Superman, how many times somebody come to me and told me that if I just did this, you're gonna make this much money and your kids gonna have money, your grandkids have money. All you got to do is endorse this product. And I'm like, let me see the product. And the product is something that doesn't align with me or my values. Fuck that product. I am not going to put my reputation. I'm not gonna put my name behind some shit I don't believe in. I ain't gonna do that. I can't be bought. And when you can't be bought, then sometimes you ain't gonna be the most prosperous motherfucker. But I tell you what, I sleep real good at night. Sleep real good.
I love that, man. I love that.
Yeah. Like even with the gym, like give me a sense of your accomplishments when you finally open your Iron Addicts gym. Like what did it feel like?
It was a dream of mine to open a gym, a hardcore gym. that wasn't, you know, like one of these chain gyms, you go in and everything. I wanted to open a gym like the kind of gym I grew up going to, and you know, the hardcore. It ain't, some of the equipment might have a few holes in it, and you know, everything ain't perfect and everything ain't matched and everything ain't, you know, just, it's a hardcore gym. When you walk in there, motherfucker, you know there's some hardcore lifting going on here. They ain't playing up in here. This is some serious, this is where the Iron Addicts hang out at. This is where the people serious about working out come to. So that's, you know, it gave me a great deal of pleasure. But I tell you what, it's been hell trying to keep them doors open.
Yeah, I saw in the Magnificent Obsession, it was trying to get permits and stuff. They would use it like you had, hey, but God made a way for you, so that's good.
That's it. 10 years strong, 10 years has been here. So he did make, if it wasn't for him, it would have closed up a long time ago, I'm telling you.
You do a lot for veterans. Yeah, you know, you take pictures, you go, like when you went to Jordan, you took some of them through the ringers. That arm worked out with something.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you something, Big Thing. How you know it was Jordan?
That's what it said on the video.
That's what it said?
Yeah.
You know what? They ain't never told me exactly where I was at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, man, they fought because it was some kind of, you know, secret base and shit. And they weren't telling us our exact location. I didn't care as long as it was going to help my troops.
Yeah.
You know, that was, you know, it's one of the things we do. I'm never charged for nothing like that. Just go over there. I'm a fucking soldier. I'm gonna be a soldier just like y'all. We have no longer active duty, but I'm still a damn soldier.
What's some of the best encounters you had with veterans? I know probably all of them.
Man, it is unbelievable. I mean, that trip, you know, because I didn't know where we was at. I was Middle East, and it was just the greatest, because they never expected us to come. They never expected us to come out there, and for them to all, you know, line up to, you know, they and I felt so at home and so welcome that it wasn't even funny. It was like, oh, CT, you know, like I was fucking somebody and I ain't nobody. But we had one hell of it, and all we listened to, and you know, they was thanking me and stuff, and it was just the greatest experience ever. I had a trip like that, and we went to Hawaii and to one of the bases there in Hawaii. And same thing, man. I just love being around my troops. I love being around other veterans because they get me.
Absolutely. Yeah. For somebody who's broken, maybe they're going through PTSD, maybe they got something wrong going on in their life. Where should they start?
Faith.
Okay.
Faith.
Love it.
You got to have something outside of yourself, something that you believe in, this outside of you. Because you know, if it wasn't for my faith, and I'm sure Superman know what I'm talking about, he wouldn't have been able to get through what he got through without his faith. And I remember when the doctor came in there, because Big Pen, I had a doctor. He come in every day, and he'd ask me, "How you doing, Mr. Fletcher?" I say, "I'm blessed." And he didn't like it. I could tell he didn't like it when I would say I'm blessed, because he would frown up every time I say I'm blessed. And I know that he wanted me to give credit. He thought I was giving credit to the wrong person. I'm giving credit to God, and he thought I should have been giving credit to my surgeons. And then I said, hey, I thank God for my surgeons, and you know, he led their hands and stuff, and then I'm still here. I thank God for you guys are wonderful and so, but I am a man of faith, and I feel like every day that I open my eyes, I'm blessed. And I had did all this studying and stuff, Superman, about how the chances of survival severely lessen when it's a woman's heart being implanted in a man's body. So I was like, well, at least I got a man, because I must have a man's heart, because I woke up and dude came in there and he said, so you think you blessed? I said, Doc, I know I'm blessed. He said, well, let me tell you something. I bet you didn't know that you got a woman's heart. It's too little, and she was almost the same age as you. So you ain't getting no young woman's heart. You got an old lady's heart, and it's too small for your body. And he was telling me everything possible to break my faith, to get me to, because he said, hey, you think you blessed. You think you're doing really good. He said, you ain't doing no better than anybody else who had a heart transplant. So he really tried to shake me, Big Pen, and for about 6 hours he did. Because I had read all these statistics and shit on how man, woman, that's a bad thing. You ain't gonna like. Woo! I was tore up when he told me that. I got a woman's heart. I said, "Oh man," and it's too little. Oh man, and she's 60. I was like, "Oh man, this is rough." Yeah, I did like Elijah and turned my face to the wall, and I was like, "Lord, why? Why did that was the only time that I felt sorry for myself, Big Ben. I felt sorry for myself for them 6 hours. I thought, Lord, why did you do this to me? Why did you do? And I'm gonna tell you what he answered back to me, Big Ben. He said, if I had given you, CT, if I had given you a 16, 17-year-old heart, from a 16, 17-year-old male athlete that's running track, if I had gave you the heart that you thought you wanted or thought you were supposed to get, if I had done that, everybody would say, oh, he got this 17-year-old heart from a high school track athlete. That's why he's doing good. That's why he's still here. That's why they would give credit to that heart. But if I give you an old lady's heart, that's too little for you. And still, you're able to rise up and come back and say that I am the one. Then, CT, they're going to give me the credit. Ooh, they're going to say that God had to step in. They're going to and you know what? I stopped feeling for myself, feeling sorry for myself, and I shut up, and I ain't questioned him since then.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
God bless the hands that blessed you, and now you're here to tell your testimony.
That's it.
Now, you've been to the VA a lot. How has the VA evolved since you've been going?
Evolved. I don't see a big old change, big thing, but I ain't complaining about them, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. They did. I got a heart transplant, and they telling me that I may need a kidney here pretty soon. And what I'm doing now is I'm working with the Kidney Foundation, Next One, Step One program, and we are trying to make it easier for veterans to get these kidney transplants, because they don't make it easy for it. You can do it, but it ain't no easy procedure. But they have if the VA works with these people, then they'll make it a lot easier for other veterans, and that's my main concern. Me, I can go ahead and leave here like I can leave with what I got, but if it can help some other soldiers, some veterans to get on the list or get a kidney sooner, if I can help do that, then I'm in. I'm all in, man. So I'm gonna try to help them folks all I can to try to get it. Because me, I've been already too blessed. But if I can help them to open up the doors so other veterans can get them a kidney transplant, then I'm in. I'm all in.
Stay. Respect. I love it, man. I love it. Let me say define suffering well for you.
And suffering well is suffering with a smile. You can, when you suffering well, and I seen it. I seen it growing up. I seen my mother suffered well. Like I say, I would go to visit her in the hospital, Superman, and she would be, she had a real bad lung problem, a heart too, but her lungs were causing not being able to breathe, and she would be suffocating because her lungs were so, full of mucus and everything else. But she was hardly able to breathe. But if you asked her, now she's sitting there just barely sipping air. If you asked her, Big Pen, Mama, how you doing today? You may barely be able to hear it, but if you could hear it and make it out, it's gonna be, I'm blessed. Woo-hoo. That is suffering well, boy. If you know, even when you down like that, you sick and your body is failing, if you can still say, I'm blessed, that's suffering well.
That is. I've had a few times when I was in the hospital, they asked me how you doing. I was like, well, I'm here. That would be my response. I'm like, well, I'm here.
Yeah.
So we gotta just go forward. So like even we have our bad days and we reset. Like what's a good reset after you have a bad day or an unwelcoming day? Like how do you reset after that?
Hey, I just remember how far the Lord has brought me. And everybody gonna have, one of them days or 2 or 3 of them days. You're gonna have some days where it ain't gonna be rosy and everything gonna be peachy and keen all the time, like Big Pen say. but hey, if you can remember where the Lord brought you from, and if Big Pen can look back and remember his childhood and remember where the Lord brought him and look at where he is now, then he remember how blessed you are. And that's how you gonna reset, man. Hey, Lord brought me from a mighty, as them old folks used to say, a mighty long
way.
Yeah.
There we go. What belief you had back in the day that you didn't change your mind on now?
Oh man, I think my dad had me thinking that the man is the absolute king of his home, absolute king of he's the ruler, and everybody else is subjects. My dad had me thinking that I was the king of my house when I was a young man, and I got the fucking final say so on everything. Goddamn, this my shit, and when I say that's it, goddamn it, that's the discussion over. Yeah, that's because of the way that's the kind of house I was raised in. When Pop said that's it, boy, that is it. It ain't no rebuttal. When he said, God damn it, that's it. Now we discussing over until I'm through talking. That's just it. But I had to reevaluate and change that stronghold position as I got older.
Yeah, just like CT, just like Super did back in 2012, I was in Afghanistan and my truck hit a 500-pound IED, and I had a really bad traumatic brain injury, and I was messed up for a while. But that's when I found CT Fletcher. I was feeling sorry for myself and all that type of stuff, but getting back in the gym, listening to your motivational videos got me through it too, just like Super. It got Super through. So, and now, now my brother John Jones brought me on with the Swaggy Vets. I feel like my life has a purpose now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So 10 years from now, where do you see yourself?
Probably in the ground.
No.
Hey, you know what? Because hey, I have had one big pen. I've had one hell of a life, man. Finally, the Lord blessed me, and we're gonna write a book. I just got the publisher and author, and the Rock was kind enough to write the foreword for the book, and it's going to be out. And I'm going to, tell some more stories and some stuff that's not on out here in the public for everybody to see. Is going to be in that book, and that's going to be my I want to fade out. I want to get out the public eye. Let my son take over Iron Addicts, and I want people to be like, "Damn, what happened to CT?" That motherfucker he ain't nowhere to be found no more. I'm just be at home, looking at TV and playing with these old cars, and having fun. I hope my course is just about over with.
Just make sure you send us a couple editions of that book, CT.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna have Swaggy Vets.
Yeah, man. I love the relationship you have with Samson. I see you when he's doing his strict curls and he's doing his bench presses and stuff, man. You right there with him, beside him, cheering him on.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
That's what's good.
Yeah. If the titles disappear, what would win look like for you?
If the titles,
like world champion, bench presser, Iron Addicts, everything would disappear. What would win look like for you now?
He was a good man.
There you go.
Yeah, he was a good man. That's good enough. He was a good father and a good man. That beat all of them world titles and Iron Addict, and that beat all of that to pieces. And he's a good man. He's a good father. That's a win. That's good enough.
That's what's up.
What's one action you want our listeners to know to take with them for the next 24 hours from CT Mother and Fletcher?
Action?
Yeah, like what's some encouragement you could give to our listeners?
Yeah. When you can't turn to nobody else, you ain't near the hotline, you can't get your friends on the phone. Hey, the line is always open. You can always get through. You don't need to go nowhere. Right
25-8. He did 25-8.
That's it. You ain't got to go nowhere. You ain't even got to put your makeup on or nothing.
You could, like he say, like I heard a preacher say, God can hit you anywhere. You could be lifting, you could be doing strict curl, you could be on incline, you could be doing dips. If it hits you, you ain't got no choice but to pray. Because every knee will bow. Every knee will bow.
Confess. That's it.
Hey, oh my, you got something from your dad. You got a little preacher in there, CT. Yeah. You got a little bit. You got a little bit in there. What's your worst injury lesson? Have you ever got like injured from lifting or anything like that other than the bypass? Other than that,
no. Not one knee, not one back, nothing. Nothing. No lifting injuries ever.
Well, that's good. That's
good.
That's real good. I seen you remember that one episode of Ronnie Coleman. He was trying to lift what it was like the 800 some pounds, and he said it be or something snapping it back. And we pray that we pray that nothing else happened to nobody bills and nothing. They just go and do their thing.
Yeah.
So when you used to lift, did you listen to what song flips that switch? When you used to lift, like I'm gonna put this on and I'm finna just go.
I did not have a song like that because I was always talking to myself. That was my song. What I said out loud when I was saying I command you to grow. That was what was going through my head. I'm the boss, motherfucker. I tell you, you don't tell me. And I told you, bro, that's the song.
I think every vet from about 2009 to now know that whole saying verbatim. I used to say it like I say. I used to listen to you in my ear when I used to go lift. I ain't listen to no music. I listen to CT Fletcher. I listen to CT Fletcher.
I was saying what was going on in my head. I just said it out loud. That's all.
Gotcha. What's 3 words, Mr. CT, for your life today that you go by or you want to spread out for the Swaggy Vet Nation?
3 words. I ain't got 2, and that's I'm blessed.
There you go. There you go.
That's awesome.
That's it. This it.
Man, that's about it, Mr. CT. We appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much for blessing us with your presence. And I just appreciate everything.
Superman, they don't try to make you look bad.
Hey, you got anything before we wrap it up, Super?
Nah, man, that just been another great episode, man. Y'all know the vibes, man. Salute me or shoot me. If you ain't no vet, don't talk like one.
Ooh.
Hey.
Oh man, I like this. Oh man.
Hey.
No vet, don't talk like one.
Don't talk like one. If you don't respect it, don't disrespect.
Ooh.
That's all.
Big Ben.
What's up?
That's my boy now. We partners, man. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. But
what's up?
But thank you so much, CT.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, until the next one, stay swaggy, stay strong. Peace.